Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of Daily Scuba News. So a minor incident involving a British diver on the Zenobia ferry wreck in Cyprus has reignited a long-running dispute between the wreck's owner and the local dive centres that, dispute that ownership.
So first off, let's talk about the incident that triggered all of this off again. So a diver had a panic attack and swallowed some water on her ascent from the wreck at the start of September. When she reached the surface, she was given emergency oxygen, very good, and then was rushed to hospital for further treatment, and after 2 hours, she was given the all clear and she was discharged.
So after this incident, the owner of the wreck,
Panayautu.
So Andre, just going to call him Andre from now on, and his company AAK. Why did I give myself this?
Larnaka
Napa Sea Cruises. I think I just approve it to AAK from now on. Anyway, they claimed that the Zenobia, however you pronounce it, Zenobia, was a state of anarchy apparently, and the fact that 200 divers visit this daily simply rules need to be applied, Mark.
Okay, yeah.
They need to be applied. There needs to be rules when going to this wreck.
Do's and don'ts.
This comment, of course, pissed off a lot of people. Mainly divers, funnily enough. The head of the Cyprus Dive Centres Association, Nikos, why have I given myself this one? Nikolaou strongly disputed the claims, and he said there are more than 30,000 dives every year in the area, and this is the first incident this year. We have dozens of deaths every day if there were no regulations. So there has to be something in place, aka the divers and the dive teams that are taking the divers to the site, they're all trained up.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
There's also, it's like you don't swim under the locomotive on the Thistlegorm because it's a little bit precarious.
No, you do that.
And one day it's just gonna fall, so it's just... So, yeah, I'm guessing these kind of guidelines just...
Yeah.
So anyway, AAK claimed that dive centres require permits from his company as well as from the local authority, but Alpha Divers, who the young lady was diving with, director Chris Martin, maintained that his company had been issued with all of the licenses, if required, from official sources for the past 15 years. So he'd been doing it fine, but now, of course, AAK are going, well, no, you need to pay us money because we own things. But hey, AAK then hit back saying that the port authorities had jurisdiction over the wreck and decided who could and could not dive it, and it was out of his control, out of his and his company's control. He argues that the owner of the shipwreck, his company, should be informed of all dives so AAK can assume responsibility for all incidents.
I mean, it makes sense for him to do that. He owns it if there's any incidents on the wreck, but then also, the ocean owns it, mate. Not being funny.
Yeah.
Not being funny. Anyway, we're going to go into that. This is just a bit of a mess, really. So AAK then said that Cyprus Supreme Court transferred ownership of the wreck to the AAK in 1998. This, of course, sparked even more outrage of the 5 other dive association members about the ownership of this wreck, and also argued that AAK have no right to impose any fees or additional paperwork to dive said wreck. It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a sticky mess. It's one of those things where they own it, but they don't own the water around it, and they can't really stop people from diving it. I understand them wanting to know if any accidents happen. I personally don't agree with them charging more to dive it, because it's just money grabbing for something that they own.
Yeah, I don't know of that many wrecks that you have to pay admission for.
There'll be like a little toll above you.
Someone on a rebreather just kind of watching his NDL. Yeah, it is interesting, but it is a real tourist trap, so I know exactly why they want to charge admission for it.
We'll see how many people actually visit this, yes.
So why is everyone arguing over this wreck? Why are AAK insisting that they actually own it? Well, it's because the site is the main attraction in Cyprus for scuba divers, and the wreck is said to contribute 14 million euros to the island every single year. Wow. So yeah, Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder he wants to tax that. He wants some of that himself, man.
Yeah, it all boils down to money, as it always does, and who can get a cut of that wonga. Yeah. Because usually the whole point of saying, oh, well, no, this is actually my shipwreck is so that you can go to the insurance company and get sort of some kind of money back. But of course now he's claiming ownership so that he can just charge admission fees. But how are you going to stop people from diving it?
You can't. And also as well, I think it's fair game. If it's in the ocean, unless it's something like it's historic or it's protected, like, you know, the Titanic.
What, the White Star Line charging admission?
Yeah.
To James Cameron.
Exactly. That's the thing though, like, I understand if it's of historic value, then yes. If it's tourism, then that goes directly to Cyprus and Cyprus only, like the government and in their tourism, which it does anyway. I don't think you should charge another fee just to go, because the thing is, if they do that, no one's going to go to that. If the area's already popular, they're just going to go to other dive sites and make them more popular.
I don't think there's a lot.
Well, they'll just sink another ship.
Yeah, they're doing it in Jordan or something.
Exactly.
They're just sinking all those planes and
They'll
helicopters.
just do it. I think it's up for grabs personally.
Yeah. Anyway, what do you think about all of this mess? Do AAK really own the wreck? Can they, charge others to actually dive the site? Is this legit, or is this just showing the ugly money-grabbing side of scuba diving? Anyway, let's have a chat about it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then why not give it a like? Smash on that little bell icon as well, sat next to it, and of course that subscribe button, because that makes a really nice noise when you click it.
It does.
It makes horrible noise when you click unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Don't
And
ever do
also,
that.
every time you click unsubscribe, a fairy dies.
What do? You clap to bring? No, you hit subscribe to
You
bring
hit,
them back
you
to
hit,
life.
yeah. Unsubscribe kills 5 fairies, but clicking subscribe, you get 15.
Anyway, thank you for watching, and of course, safe diving. Yes. So the actual screening at Dive 2019 will take place at 4:25 p.m. on Saturday, the 26th of October at the Diver Stand. So if you have a ticket to the show, we would highly recommend seeing this amazing documentary. The link for it has just popped up above us, so you can go watch